Hi, everybody. I hope you're well. This is Eco Builder. Let's see, my name is right there. You can get a hold of me on. I've got something in my ear. Okay. All right. So, welcome and thanks so much for being here. And if you're a part of the replay crew, thank you so much. Give me a like and subscribe, please, to keep up with the the ecosystem that is Richard Hart's ecosystem, richardhart.com. I am a Hexican. I have been in Hex since the early days. I was interested in it before it even went live. I was inside the Telegram groups checking for updates. And I have a background in architecture. And so I can do things architecture, graphics. Um, Lately, I've been doing some 3D modeling. It's into 3D printing. It's been a lot of fun. But I'm just trying to tell you that where I came from, there's a little bit of computer savviness that needs to happen. And that's how it was that I was readily available for cryptocurrency. Also, my political views are basically that I'm a libertarian, libertarian toward anarchist. I believe in the smallest amount of government and that we can take care of ourselves. And so, um, that those sorts of thoughts made it to where I recognized the abuse that government was doing with economics, and I've been waiting for economic responsibility for a long time. So with that, because I'm trying to teach people who are new to cryptocurrency with this stream, with Hex Futures, all streams in general, I'm trying to allow people to see Richard Hart and the Hex ecosystem and the Pulse Chain ecosystem. I'm trying to give people a good foundation. I wrote that in the comments, actually. What did I say earlier? Because it's important that people have some truth in order to build their understanding upon. So what did I say? Let's recognize how early we are in crypto and how we were seeking a solid foundation for learning more. And let's see, SJ has given me some questions, and I think she said that she was passing these questions on from a person that she met recently or caught up with recently, because SJ is going around the nation for the Pulse Chain tour. And so she has a small bus that she's living in. And so it's decorated on the outside of it. And so it's a huge billboard, moving billboard, that everybody can identify and say, like, hey, I don't know what that is, or hey, I do know what that is, and I want to talk to that person, and let's get more information. Let's bring the community close. So this person posted some questions, posed some questions to her. So the first one that we'll go over, and also, by the way, welcome if you are from meetup.com and in the Austin area. I am the organizer of Crypto Dividends. That's because I know where you can go in crypto to earn a yield passively. So that's the Hex token. So if you go to hex.com, hex.com, that's the main website. If you go to richardhart.com, that is the founder of the Hex token. And if you go to hex.pink, Pink, go to hex.pink first. That would actually be a really good landing spot for you if you're absolutely new. And so what you do is to interact with the Hex time deposit on the blockchain, you would acquire some hex tokens, and you would submit those hex tokens for as many days as you want, and also as many hex tokens submitted as you want. And you could actually do a decimal point of how many hex tokens you would like to submit. And when you wait out that time period and come back to it, you will be able to acquire the hex tokens principal plus the hex tokens yield that you've gotten. Yield, interest, dividends. But what makes Hex awesome is that the contract that you're interacting with cannot be changed. It is permanent. And you are the sole person that interacts with that contract from your personal wallet. So no one else can, there's no middleman in between to mess things up or to confuse you. This contract keeps you honest. So when you submit your tokens for a time period, you have to wait out that time period. If you're not on time to unstake, meaning in ending your interaction with the contract, if it goes beyond your time, then you get penalized. If you don't go long enough, if you cancel before it becomes due, you also get penalized. And that's what makes it the Truth Engine. It organizes your life, it organizes your finances, it organizes everybody that's operating with it. Right now there's I'm not sure how many users there are, but it's over 100,000. It might be 150,000 users, and maybe twice that amount of wallets, meaning like some people have multiple wallets. And that contract recognizes your wallet address. So you can't change wallets that you want to interact with that contract with. You have to keep the same wallet. There's a lot more to it, but that's a simplified version. But hex.pink can start you out down the route. If you are an experienced crypto person and you want to learn more about everything in the ecosystem, please go to hexsearch.io, hexsearch.io. That will bring you to a website that kind of looks like a Google search engine. And inside of the value bar, just type in some buzzword that you're interested in learning about. And what will pop up in the search results are all these times where Richard Hart himself was doing a live stream and he mentioned those words. So if you're interested in researching a topic and you want to hear it straight from an expert's mouth, an expert in cryptocurrency, not myself, like a follower of the expert, but an actual expert, please go and do that. And as you can see, I have benefited from learning from this man. Okay. So, and also, if you are over in Austin, Texas, I'm up in Georgetown, Texas, and I'm just an outspoken guy who wants to spread the word of what is good and help people out, because I believe in abundance and karma just keeps on coming back to me and life just keeps on getting better, y'all. So here's an example of another person who is on the abundance train, who believes in abundance and believes in doing good and knows that a community and karma, what goes around comes around. And so this is a wild SJ, beautiful woman. So once again, this is her passing on questions to me that she was exposed to today, because she did have conversations with this person, did get them the basis, but this person also had some interesting questions that maybe she wasn't exactly comfortable with. So she seeks inside the community, says, hey, maybe this other person knows. And because I've been here from the beginning, she posed some questions that has to do with the history of Hex as well, which is pretty interesting. So let's go through those. And like I said earlier, if y'all have the interest in getting a hold of me, use Twitter and do it here, or subscribe to this and leave a comment, and I will see the YouTube comment, after the fact, right? I could either see it live if you pop in here soon. I know that not many are watching right now, so I don't think I'm going to get any comments. But after this is posted, the recording, then I will see notifications on comments and interactions after. It'll be listed below the video. And in case you're wondering if I'm a flake, I have been doing videos on this channel for over 3 years. So no flaking here. And I have I can deliver the argument to tell you that this cryptocurrency is not one of the flake cryptocurrencies that we call SHIT coins. Okay? Or the rug pull coins, or the rug pull projects that, if there's an argument in crypto, is it a product or is it a project? If it's a project, it's continuing to be worked on. If it's a product, it's done. It's finished. It's complete. You understand all aspects of it, and you choose to interact with it or you don't. And keep in mind, folks, we are early to crypto. Yes, charts go up, charts go down, but we are still way early to crypto. It is September 26, 2023 right now. All right, back to SJ's questions as I continue to talk about it. Question is, my MetaMask wallet, metamask.io, if you're interested in checking out what that is, it's a software wallet on your browser. It installs itself into the browser. That's what I was talking about by having a wallet that you interact with the contract with. There's a little fox as the logo for metamask.io. She says, my MetaMask wallet has been used a lot, which is maybe not safe for continuing to create additional stakes because of the vulnerability. She says, or asked, should I create additional accounts in the same wallet? What happens is with your so when you initiate a MetaMask wallet, it gives you the seed phrases. These are passwords in order for you to access your holdings on the blockchain. The blockchain's just a ledger. It's a table out there, and it gets updated by the validating computers. And so when you download this MetaMask software in your browser, it will provide you the seed phrases, which the keywords, the passwords. There's 12 words. You need to write those down immediately and maybe store them in an interesting way, in a very safe way. Don't screenshot it, because your computer could get hacked and somebody could recognize that, hey, that image right there has the words in it. I'm going to try those on the blockchain because anybody can access it. So what this person is concerned about is too much exposure with those same with that same wallet with those same passwords. Now, if it is, I understand what this person's getting at. If it is that you're inside your MetaMask wallet and you decide that you want a new address, you're able to manifest new addresses inside the software. And I think you start out with 2. And you're able to produce quite a few of them, if not an infinite amount of them. I'm not sure. And so what this person is concerned about is that they've probably created new addresses and held values in those different addresses, but they all link back to the same passwords. They all link back to the same seed phrases, and that is an issue. What you should do, you should, make sure that you have all your passwords written down multiple times and that they're absolutely correct. Delete that off of your browser. Delete your wallet altogether. Erase your cookies on your browser. Go to MetaMask and reinstall into your browser. And I recommend Chrome browser, by the way. Definitely don't do Brave. Richard Hart has warned us of that. Don't do Brave. So in your Chrome browser, go back to metamask.com or metamask.io. Download the software again, install it into your browser, and say that you want to create a new wallet. Not that you want to open an existing wallet, but that you want to create a new wallet. It'll prompt you. It'll give you new 12 words. It'll give you the new address that is this new wallet. Everything's free. This software is free. Creating new wallets is free. It'll give you the new 12 passwords in order for you to keep secure and make sure that you get them down correctly. My main underlying advice to this is diversify your security. Make it to where you've got one wallet, that one set of passwords that is your play money over here, one set of passwords that is your account that you exit, maybe the market, one set of passwords that you bring funds in to the market, another set of passwords that you stake a few stakes on, another set of passwords that you stake a few other stakes on. Diversify where it is that you keep your stakes. Okay, spread it out. Make it to where if it is that if you lose one thing, or if you get hacked, or if you get robbed, or whatever, if something bad happens, make it to where it's not one point of failure for all of your crypto. Diversify your the possibility of your losses, okay? So whenever it is that you were in MetaMask wallet and you had only 12 passwords to open up your one wallet, but then you had multiple addresses inside that wallet, you did not diversify. Those 12 words still open up all of those different addresses. Okay? So let's go to the next question. It's a continuation of the last question. And she says, or use a new different wallet. Examples, Staker app, internet money with different seeds? Question mark. Does it matter? Question mark. It does matter. But I would use MetaMask and we don't have enough time in the market, or I'm sorry, the two things that are listed right here are projects. This one is new, and this one has been existing for a while. And both of them, what I can tell you right now, I would only put wallet addresses into those softwares in order to check the value of your portfolios. That's my personal opinion, and how comfortable I am with these two different organizations. Okay. So you can download both of them off of the App Store on your Apple apps, right? App Store. And then maybe on what's the Android one? You can download it on Android, I believe, as well. And so they've got, I actually haven't experienced, in the community, I've heard about this one recently, and it's actually on my list of to-dos to experience that. So that I'm going to experience this soon. But this one I have experienced. It was our community's first portfolio watching app. That it's nice and clean. It looks so nice. But I would not make stakes with that app. And the reason why is because every time you purchase crypto through them, they get a percentage. And every time you end your stake with them, they get a percentage. Now, they did have something interesting. The interesting thing was when you get an actual wallet with these guys, they allowed you to earn interest. I'm sorry. They allowed you to get a referral bonus, to earn referral income in crypto if it was that you passed on the app to another person who then purchased the wallet and subscribes to that and everything. So those fees that I was talking about, where they tick off the fees, those go to everybody else in the pyramid of who was involved before you got involved. But both of those, I am assuming both of those are good for looking at your portfolio, your holdings. And this one here allows you to put multiple different addresses that you can watch at the same time and say that they're all a part, like combine, lump sum your values in your portfolio. So I used to watch my account with this, my stakes, right? I used to watch my stakes with this, but now I watch other people's wallets, people that I have gifted Hex to, people that I've told to, like, here's a gift and I want you to stake it as well. So I can keep up with these people who are out in the bush, and I only talk to them once every half year. And I like what they're doing. I think they're cool people. I wanted them to get into crypto. I wanted them to accept a gift. I told them what to do with it. I keep up with, how are things going? And they're all in the same eco village or somewhat. So I like to say it just gives me joy to think like, oh, I've done this community well. Here in the future, they will be able to have more wealth at their fingertips to utilize towards the same ideals that I think and preach outside of crypto. Okay, so she has another question. Question number 2. I sacrifice for Pulse Chain and would like to stake whatever is in my wallet on each chain. Should I send funds to a new wallet? Once again, I would say get multiple wallets and diversify. Make it so where if something was to go wrong, that you wouldn't lose everything with one mistake. Okay, so that's one thing, and it could also make it so where you can organize it in your mind, as well as you could organize it whenever you come back to it. Because if it is that you're earning passively with crypto, you're not going to be watching it every day. And you're not going to be entering in to your wallets and interacting with interfaces, these websites, in order to make your crypto do what you want it to do. You're probably not going to do that every day, right? You want to do this passively. So you need to be very diligent on what you put down on paper, in your journal, or wherever it is that you're logging this information. You need to be organized, because what's going to happen is months from now, you're going to return to this and you're going to be like, why did I do this? What happened here? Whatever. So I actually make notes of how much my holdings are and what my intentions are with these different cryptos. Okay. With these different positions. So some things is, I even have a wallet that's for like donations to people in the, like people that I kind of want to sponsor, but I kind of don't even want to tell them that it was me. Just random gifts. And then I've got another wallet that's like, all right, I'm gonna go over to Pulse X, and I'm gonna provide liquidity. So I have a completely different wallet that's just providing liquidity. And whenever I provide liquidity on the PulseX website, pulsex.com, and there's an app. So I think it's app.pulsex.com, I think. But anyway, go to pulsex.com and click on the button that says take me to the app. And then you should have your MetaMask wallet up in the browser. And then toggle that over. It'll prompt you for this, but toggle it from Ethereum over to Pulse Chain Network. And because the software has gotten better, it automatically prompts you like, hey, change your network settings and view the things this way. So there on PulseX version 1, you'll be able to earn Ink token if it is that you provide for the liquidity pools. And on version 2, which is just a little toggle there at the top, buttons, on version 2, you'll be able to earn fees in the same crypto that you're providing for the liquidity. So if I have Pulse X token or coin and Pulse Chain coin that I'm offering up for the liquidity on version 2, then I would be earning a little bit of both as time goes with people doing their trades around, right? Because the protocol, the software takes fees, and it offers a little bit back to the people who provide the liquidity. And over on version 1, you earn Ink Token, which is the incentive token. And this is another token that's created by Richard Hart. It's INC is its ticker. Right now, last I checked, it was $1.11. That was last night or this morning. And the only reason why I know that price is because people pop up stuff on Twitter all the time about price. And so instead of earning in the token that you're offering for the liquidity, you would instead earn a little bit of Ink Token. So I hope that I have given you an answer of where you can go, a trustworthy place to earn yield while it is that you stay inside the same crypto. If it is that you don't want to, if it is that you want to maintain your crypto and do something that's similar to staking Hex, then you can go to PulseX app and stake and provide for liquidity there. And as long as you're not messing with stable coins, then it's exactly as I described it right there. Okay. And the values of these coins, tokens, they go up and down, right? So you won't end up with less of these tokens. Instead, you'll earn some tokens, but maybe the price will go down in the time period that you hold them. And therefore, the US dollar value might be less in the future. I don't know. It's all up to chance. It might go up. I mean, we are assuming that crypto is going to go up in general, right? Now, Hex Token has it to where, as I explained earlier in the video, Hex Token has it to where you can interact directly with a contract and you can earn a set amount of yield. And that's different than operating with liquidity pools and PulseX. Okay. And with that Hex token on the contract, you can interact with either the contract on Ethereum blockchain, or you can interact with the contract on PulseChain blockchain. And the Ethereum blockchain was created before PulseChain. So that and it existed, the Hex contract on the Ethereum blockchain existed before PulseChain was even created. And PulseChain is actually a fork of the Ethereum chain. And it was a hard fork. So everything that existed on Ethereum at the time that it was copied exists on PulseChain in some format, in some way. And that's just a simplified explanation. So I hope that wrapped up your inquiry. I have not been playing with these other places where you could take your tokens and possibly generate a sizable yield. I have not played with other places. What I usually do is I don't want to be the first guy to go into something and lose my ass. Excuse my language. So what I do is I just allow the ecosystem to develop, and then I recognize the safe places. I mean, just like whenever you walk into a room with people that you don't know, or I'm sorry, maybe not room, but you walk onto a team with people that you don't yet know, and then you start to recognize, okay, who's in a position of authority, who's the responsible people, who's willing to lend a hand, who is it that you should like ignore and stay away from because it might be dangerous, right? So that's how I feel about that. And this is a safe spot right here. You can ask me questions, you can gain information from me, you can learn as it is that you recognize the questions in order to ask them. So week after week, it's okay. You can check back in. Question number 3. I heard something about going through Hedron to set up stakes to receive Hedron. Not sure. Should I practice setting up short-term stakes to practice the process? So this person is not sure about Hedron, and I haven't yet mentioned anything about Hedron. And this person is confused on what it is that they could get out of Hedron, and I totally understand. So Hedron is kind of like a dividend that you're given when you stake Hex. So if you have a Hex stake out there interacting with the contract, then the Hedron protocol allows you per day, every day that you have that Hex stake, you're allowed a certain amount of Hedron, and you have to mint that Hedron yourself. And Hedron is an ERC20 token that's kind of like attached itself to the Hex ecosystem. And it does have a value, and some people seek it out in order to earn more Hex. Some people seek it out to earn more value in general. Some people seek out Hedron in order to win Hex auctions. Wow, that was hilarious. So what happens with Hedron is if you go to the Hedron website and you use it as an interface to do a Hex stake, you have the capability of wrapping your Hex stake into an NFT, which then makes it to where you can send it from your wallet to another wallet, meaning that Hex stake doesn't have to stay in one wallet. And in this way, it makes it to where if somebody gets into a bind and they need to liquidate their Hex stake, they're able to interact with the Hedron interface in order to put that Hex stake on an auction to stay anonymous, right? They're able to put it into an auction, and people bid Hedron to try to win that auction. As I've been talking the last 5 minutes, I've lost some viewers, so I wonder what it is that I've said. Maybe it was the first time I said auction. So they have to acquire Hedron in the open market in order to bid up and win this auction item, which is a Hex stake that's a wrapped NFT. It's the only NFT that I would say is prosperous and has some good value over time, because other NFTs, in my opinion, have only speculative value. So now that, and you can unwrap it from it being an NFT as well. You can make it to where like whenever it is that you end your hex stake, the NFT needs to be the hex stake needs to be unwrapped. It needs to come out of the NFT format, and then the stake is ended, and the contract, whichever contract it is, the Pulse Chain contract or the Ethereum contract, I'm sorry, the hex contract that's on Pulse Chain or the hex contract that's on Ethereum, whichever one it is that you're interacting with, it will mint your hex tokens, and now you will have them liquid so that you can do whatever you want with them, move them around, restake them, use the Hedron protocol again, or use a different interface just for hex, whatever you choose to do. Now, I want to talk a little bit about how is Hedron created, because I brushed over it earlier. Hedron is created whenever it is that you have a hex stake. For every day that ticks over, you have the opportunity to mint Hedron. So if you go to the Hedron website, which I would like for you to, let's see, you should probably web search it, but I believe it's hedron.pro. And there's also another website done by the same folks that's called icosa.pro. icosa.pro. And then Hedron is HEDRON.pro. So if you go to that website, then it will be an interface, a website interface, to where as long as you have your wallet in the browser, and it'll prompt you, and you'll have that wallet active, and it will read how much available Hedron there is for you to mint on each one of your stakes. It'll show you a tablature of what is available. And every time you run a function on the blockchain, whether you send stuff or you mint stuff or you unwrap stuff, every time you do that, it's going to cost you a gas fee. That's what keeps the blockchain running, is that there is a base coin on every blockchain that the validating computers are willing to receive in order for you to get the work done that you request, because it's up to you. There is no middleman. So there's nobody to call if things go wrong. You need to rise to the occasion of taking care of your own finances. All right. And then I totally understand some people, they want somebody that's like a friend figure to ease them into this knowledge. And I think that's where we are in the stage of crypto, is often I run into people on the street and they're like, yeah, I'm interested in learning, but I just don't have a friend to show me. I totally understand. You want somebody that you can trust, that speaks your language. That's the most important thing, that has the same jargon as you, that has broken down a safe space so that you can start to enter. And a calm energy, right? A calm soul. Not this, oh yeah, you can do this and you can do that, and people are making so much money. Okay. So let's go back to the questions. I think I only have one left, and then quite possibly There's a new comment down below. Oh, there are some comments down there. What's up, everybody? So the fourth question from SJ and her friend is, who would you contact for Staker app questions? I think I misread that the first time I saw that. I thought it was like, who would you contact for Staker app support? And so I was trying to remember, like, okay, who was it that was the main point of contact? And that was Stefan the developer. And then there for a while, Kareem the Dream. Kareem was a salesperson inside the Staker app, and I don't believe that he is a part of that team anymore. But I thought it appropriate to mention him now, because I'm going to go further and ask you to, if you're interested, to look at early episodes of Maddie Allen's Quant Gang, is what they called themselves. There was like 3 or 4 people that were doing streams together. It was weekly, and they often promoted Staker app, as well as the early days of Discourse Syndicate, which is Kinetics and RG3's creation. And they often talked about Staker app. So maybe you could search YouTube for those early days and see who has been a part of Staker app. And like I said, there were these referral bonuses back in the early days. I mean, I'm sorry, there still are referral bonuses, but it made it to where when it was new to the community, quite a few of our figureheads, our influencers, got involved because of the kickbacks, I believe. And if you want a good rundown, maybe you could go get in touch with Papa Boner, who is one of our security type people in the community. Papa Boner, Papa Bone, Papa, I forget exactly. He might have morphed his name a little bit here in the Bear in order to get ready for the new influx of people that might, like, that are going to come with the bull, that might think badly upon that name. But he is a jokester, but he's he's very serious whenever you talk to him about security. So he might be able to give you some points, but I believe the main developer is Stefan. And I think that you can go to the Apple Store, the the listing at the Apple Store, or the download app, right? And you could send in a request for information there and get in conversations. And I think Stefan is over in France. Last I assumed the location of a crypto person. Right? So I haven't lately heard of, like, who is it that's the expert on Staker app. And I do still have Staker app installed on my phone, and I am watching at least 8 addresses. Like I said, those are the people that are out in the bush that I wanted to do something good for. Sweet, we got 10 Top came and left probably. 10 Top wants to say that he likes these 2 wallets instead of MetaMask. I don't know them. Isaac says, BitBoy getting canned. Richard being sued by the SEC. Yeah, we all know that. This has to be the bottom, right? Question mark. How much more can this SHIT go down? I'm still holding, but I'm getting, let's see. I'm still holding, but it's getting hard to keep DCAing. Yeah. What? Okay. What's fun about this is you're not the only one. Like, just reflect, right and left of you. Think about what these other people are doing. Think about like the people who are too lazy to take a second job and keep themselves sustaining during this bear market. And then also make note to yourself of taking profits slowly whenever there's whenever the charts are all green and everything's going up. I was about to say green trees, as Hextech says, green trees versus brown trees. So when there's green trees, when there's green candles, keep in mind to take some profits and reinvest later on, and develop your life into, use this abundance to develop your life into what you want it to be. Use it wisely. Money only exuberates what it is that your potentials are. So if you're going to crash yourself, then money only makes you crash yourself worse and harder and faster. And if you were going to build and succeed, then money's going to help you do that. So get right with yourself, with your actual human being. So fortify yourself. And be ready for these times to come and go. Everything's a cycle. Markets are cycles. Nature is the cycle. I love reading from the book of nature. And so I understand what you're saying by it's hard to keep DCAing. Maybe you DCA'd enough already. Maybe you need to diversify more. Maybe you need to take a break, go on vacation. What I've been doing is just learning new skills, and then also I'm heavily involved with the community of the Hexicans. So anytime I have the capability of helping one of the Hexicans out, that can get them further towards their goals, or allow them to recognize that we're all here together, because this is we've all chosen to support and be a part of the same financial neighborhood, right? So we're all tied together. And so I want people to rise up to the occasion. There's many folks out there who are ready for, like I said before, they're ready for that friend that's able to teach them crypto in their local jargon so that they're not confused. And yeah, don't worry about Richard with the SEC. Do not worry about that at all. Okay? Because Richard has been prepared for this before he launched Hex. I hope everybody understands that. There is no surprises here. Richard has probably 100-year plan. Okay? Tin Top says to Isaac in that last comment, now's the time to pull down your dollar cost average in. So I've talked about this before. Like if you bought like $1,000 worth, I'm trying to remember this, so bear with me. I'm sorry. If you bought $1,000 worth at the highs, the all-time highs of Hex, and then you bought $1,000 worth at 1.8 cents. If you bought $1,000 worth at 54 cents, let's say that was the high, and if you bought $1,000 worth at 1.8 cents, okay, so $2,000 in, what would you assume is the average price of your buy-in? The answer is 3.4 cents. It brought that average all the way down because you bought low, because you went ahead and sacrificed just a little bit more of your economical purchasing power. So that's what I'm talking about with that second job. If you're too lazy to go get a second job, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. You guys aren't lazy. What I'm talking about is the person who just doesn't believe that they have enough time. They don't think that they can optimize their life more. And you can always change up things. I'm a homebody, and it's a hard lesson for me to learn. And so relaying this isn't easy. SJ is or was in here, and she's driving right now, and so that's why she's not live. And Tintop and Isaac are having a conversation back and forth. Yeah. Isaac, you're sharing the same sentiment as a lot of people in the bear. And for everybody who's new to crypto, Richard Hart, the founder of Hex.com and the founder of PulseChain.com, the blockchain, he got into Bitcoin when it was $30. And he'll tell you this. He saw some online article that was about using Bitcoin on the Silk Road. That's that website that became illegal because there was so much black market things that were going on there. But he saw the use case for Bitcoin because he read some article online about the Silk Road. And so because he saw that, and he already had amassed an amount of wealth, so he then became an investor, and he said, hey, I'm going to put some money into this. So he bought at 30 cents. Did I say $30? I meant no, it was, I'm sorry, it was $30. And it went all the way down to $1 or $2 after he bought it. So do the math for that percentage. It might give you some perspective. And in case you didn't know, Bitcoin went all the way up to $65,000 this last year. It peaked at $65,000. Is it this last year? Sometime recently. The last peak was $65,000, and there were other ups and downs. Like whenever I tasked myself to learn about Bitcoin, it was whenever Bitcoin had risen to $20,000, and then I went and I put in $100 bill into an ATM that was over here at a bar on the side of the highway. And I had that ATM send it to an app on my phone. And I watched that thing decrease 90% or so in the next like 3 months after that. Because it went from 20,000 down to 3,500. That was the low of that cycle. And now that had I kept that amount, I'd be up. I transferred it into other things, started figuring out like what I wanted to be in, and then found Richard and said that I wanted to be a part of Hex. But overall, that certain purchase, I would be positive on it. And I would have tripled my money at one point. My money, my value, US dollar worth. All right. So these are just market cycles. And it's all about like at what time. It's all about at what time is it convenient for you to cash out or get in. The cycles, the market cycles are going to do their thing. But how does it relate to your day-to-day life or your month-to-month or year-to-year life or the people that are dependent upon you? Okay. I personally I don't have any dependents. So if emergencies come up, there's very few people who can create emergencies for me to then have to pull money out of markets. That's just my perspective. It looks as though SJ might be willing to come online. She says she is just she's just reached a resting stop, a truck stop. So I'm gonna pop in the comments the link to where she can join. Anybody's interested in joining, the link is down there in the chat. And I still have one more comment. Wall to Wall TV says the bear market can get worse. Yeah, totally. Says that it can get worse, but even worse is the fact that the bull market will be worse and not pump enough to get rich. So what is your perspective of the amount of multiples that you need to get rich? And are you getting rich off of information? What makes it to where what makes it to where you're a rich person? I was talking to somebody the other day and they were like, what is retirement to you? You keep saying this enough money for retirement. What is retirement to you? And it's like, yeah, everybody's retirement value is different. What's happening?
Hey.
How's it going?
I am tired.
You're a sleepy one.
Yeah. I have this thing going on with the bus where if I'm driving during the day, the electric wiring might melt because it's so hot still.
Okay.
So I'm driving at night. And I don't know. I should have taken a nap basically, but I didn't take a nap, and I still have like a couple hours to go. I'm just taking it slow. I'm trying to get to Mississippi by tomorrow morning.
What's your end goal? What's the next stop? Is it Austin?
Yeah, it sure is.
Okay. And then that's the next Pulse Chain tour stop?
No, so what's going on is basically the next stop is what year? Where are we? What month is this?
I thought you were going to go to Phoenix as well.
No, so
No.
so next is actually Miami.
Oh,
October 7th, I think, is Miami. But I was like, there's no way I'm driving this bus all the way down to Miami and then all the way to Austin after that. So I figured, because the rest of the team flies back and forth from California. So I was like, I'm just going to drive the bus to Texas and then I will fly in and out of Austin for our Miami meetup. And after Miami is actually Dallas. It's just CZ's having a little party up at her place again in Dallas. So that's just a meetup. So Miami is a conference, Dallas is a meetup, and then Austin is actually our last conference stop on the tour. And then after that is Phoenix is another just small meetup, and that may or may not even happen at this point. I mean, I'm going that way, like I'm going to California for the winter basically. So I will be stopping in Phoenix, whether or not it's like an actual Pulse Chain official event. We don't know. But yeah, basically I'll get to California and then the last event that we have scheduled is the cruise that leaves out of the port of Los Angeles for the Hex birthday.
okay. Yeah. Oh, closer to December 2nd or on December 2nd?
Yeah, so it leaves on the cruise leaves on December 1st.
Sweet. So we will be
so I think
4
it's like
years
the-
old. Hex will be 4 years old on December 2nd,
Woo!
2023.
Yeah, I saw someone earlier commenting about how they couldn't believe they've been staked for 4 years, or yeah, they've been staked for 4 years.
Okay, so
And,
I've been battling people, let's say, inside of Twitter Spaces. That's the voice speak chat rooms inside of Twitter. And then I reported back to a private group, and I was just like, "Hey guys, do y'all realize that I'm over 20% into my 15-year stakes?
That's crazy.
And so here soon, I'll be 30%. Are you able to not make it to where I hear myself in yours?
Oh, let me see. Probably. Hold on.
But yeah, I said that yesterday, and then somebody screenshotted or said that today, and then it was shared with the group, and I was just like, yeah, we're all on the same page.
Is that any better?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, good. You were. I was using my speaker, so that's why you can hear yourself.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I was answering or responding to this comment from Wall to Wall TV earlier, before you joined, and I mean you were always there. You just weren't on the screen.
Yeah.
And it really matters to understand cycles and to understand like how small of the financial market we are, and how there's so much more to come, and there's there's innovations that we can't even fathom, that are going to come around the corner. And so this is really a bearish mentality to have this comment here. And I wish I knew who Wall to Wall TV is. I've probably seen them once before, comments somewhere. I'm not really sure, but yeah, like if I like what kind of mentality does this person have? If see, we inside of the Hex token, we have a leader, and it's not a. Are you trying to get in on a different one there, SJ? Would you rather be on that one? I don't know what's happening. SJ might have some. She might have some connection issues. I'm not sure. This is a revolution of finance. that's what cryptocurrency is. If you go back and you read the Bitcoin white paper, we're out to change the world and reorganize how people interact, and we're here to take back control of finance from government that has controlled us with it. I guess we lost her. And so Richard Hart is an entrepreneur, and he is speaking for the people and doing things for the people. And so we Hexicans are in cryptocurrency and Richard Hart products for the long haul. So this speculation on the lower the bear goes, the lower the bull will be, you know, once we see green candles. I don't really see that it has a place here, because with the Hex token, we stake the Hex token, we earn yield over time, and we go focus on our passion and building the community and letting people know that that we're here doing good things, and follow the smartest, most active person, who is Richard Hart. Go follow him and see what he's doing day to day. And crypto is meant to give us more freedom. So I hope everybody's working on themselves, and I hope that they recognize what sort of ruts they are in their life and what habits they've created. And by measuring things, you're able to improve on things. Just by you recognizing, take a measurement of something, you will be able to improve it just by thinking about it instead of ignoring it. So I just wanted to respond a little bit more to that person. All right, so I think SJ lost her connection, and I appreciate her questions. I think that's really awesome that she posed all these questions, and then the way that we are technically in our community, I know that she'll be able to just take clips of this video and share them with the person who had those specific inquiries, as well as, or just take the link from this video and pass it on to them, because basically the whole video was tailored to them. And this is what I'm here for. I am a Hexican OG, and I believe in the product, which is the Hex token. And you'll find me always talking about Hex token, whether it's on Ethereum or on Pulse Chain. It's always going to be Hex token, because Hex token has proved itself over time. And that's what we need not be flakes in cryptocurrency, and we need to have some sort of a we need to have honor whenever it is that we're talking to people about things that they could attach their finances to, because finances are the lifeblood. You know, we're teaching responsibility here. And I think overall I've given a good sum up. Okay. Instead of like going into talking about different communities and ways of trading and what to do and not to do and who to look out for as threats, instead, let's just say you're in the right place. And I encourage you to learn as much as you can and make your own decisions. Thank you. And I'm up in Georgetown, Texas. That's 20 miles north of Austin. And I welcome you to come down here to my downtown square, and we can have a good chat and maybe a bite to eat. There's tons of restaurants and coffee shops, and the city's put a lot of money into making it to where it's a walkable city and a wonderful environment for folks to come and visit. Family friendly as well. All right. See you guys later. Bye.